Hey, are you eating healthier, going to the gym, and still not seeing the scale move in the right direction? I'm Nash Dollywell from Nash G Fitness. I've been running a private studio for over 10 years and trained hundreds of clients. And this is one of the most common things that tends to happen. Now, the question is, why does it happen? I'm gonna bring up a couple of the most common mistakes people make, and then let's fix them. Mistake number one. Healthy food still has calories. When people first start following a calorie deficit, their first instinct is just to switch the type of foods they eat into other healthier options. This might include foods like nuts, avocados, fruits, stuff that on paper seems healthy. But the bigger issue here is that portions matter. Just because it's healthier food doesn't mean you get to eat unlimited quantities of it. For example, most people would probably assume that peanuts are healthier than pizza. But when we take into account portion size, a cup of peanuts, for example, is around 600 and 700 calories. One slice of pizza, on the other hand, 300 to 400. The pizza, probably not the healthiest choice. But in this specific setting, it is the lower calorie item. And when you're trying to see change on the scale and on your body, you want to opt for that always. So how do we fix this? If you currently are eating a diet that's full of these healthier food items, see what kind of calories you're getting with this portion that you have overall. And at the end of the day, if the scale isn't going down and these portions are in what you might consider a healthier amount, drop it a little bit. You have to read and react to what your body and what the scale is saying. Now, if the scale starts to trend down about a pound a week, now you're in the sweet spot. Mistake number two, weekends ruin your progress. This is probably the most common thing I've seen with my own personal clients. Monday to Friday, you're ritualistic. You're working a 9-to-5 job, whatever kind of routine you have, it's there. It's a lot easier to follow a routine diet at that point, Monday to Friday, and maybe ultimately during those 5 days, you're actually in a calorie deficit. But then Friday night happens, the weekend comes into play, and for a lot of people, now it's time to binge and enjoy. But the bottom line is, if you have a 500 calorie deficit Monday to Friday, that's 2,500 calories. It takes 3,500 calories in a deficit to burn 1 pound of fat. And a lot of the times, if you haven't dieted long enough, you'll get to the weekend, binge eat a little bit, and all of a sudden that 2,500 calorie deficit completely wiped out. Again, this is one of the most common things, and I understand it. Again, dieting is hard. Monday to Friday, you're in a routine. Now you're out of your routine. Things can kind of jumble up a little bit, and your calories, you may not account for every single thing that goes in your mouth. So what's the solution to this? I'm gonna keep it simple with you guys, just like how I keep it simple with my client. You don't need perfect weekends. You just need weekends that look a little bit more like your weekdays. And if you're eating something that you know is gonna be a higher calorie, just take away a little bit from something you might have earlier in the day. And finally, mistake number three, relying too much on your actual workouts. Now, don't get me wrong. Exercise is amazing, but when it comes to being in a calorie deficit and actually burning body fat, your nutrition matters way more. Just because you did a workout in a day doesn't mean you get to eat unlimited food and unlimited calories, because most workouts actually burn less calories than most people think. Now, walking definitely helps, but think of it this way. One workout session, you're probably burning around 200 to 300 calories, depending on your weight and your age and all these other factors. Now, let's say you had that workout, and now you feel like, hey, you know what? I did a great job. I'm gonna go and have a blueberry muffin. A blueberry muffin, depending on where you get it from, can sometimes get to about 400 calories. So now that time you spent in the gym is completely wiped out. And if anything, you've added an extra 100 calories. And like I said, this happens a lot, especially in my line of work. A lot of people will come in and be like, hey, I want to work out 5 days a week to see better results. But if the results you want to see are closer to being leaner than they are to being more muscular, 80 to 90% of that is done in the kitchen. Like I said before, working out, obviously great. Get in the gym, get good quality workouts in. But don't look at your workouts as this is the thing that's going to move my fat loss further. 99% of the time, you can keep your workout quantity the same throughout a diet phase and just be manipulating maybe your step count, but more importantly, your calorie count for the day. Remember, the key to changing all of this isn't to fix everything at once. You want to pick one habit. You want to master that one habit. And then from there, you just want to build momentum, get the ball rolling, and start seeing the change that you want to see. Because a sustainable way of dieting always beats the extremes. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. What's your biggest struggle in the gym? Comment below, let me know.